Hello all, and welcome to another episode of 31 Days of Horror. I'm your host, Stephen Bloodworth, filmmaker and indie film critic. Thank you so much for coming by. The 1970s showed a lot of different horror films, both mainstream, independent, made specifically for grindhouse theaters and television. But then there comes one film that pushes the boundaries and can be considered as the black sheep of 70s horror films. The Last House on Dead End Street, directed by Roger Watkins, is exactly that. The film centers around an amateur filmmaker named Terry who has spent the last year of his life incarcerated on drug charges. Before becoming incarcerated, Terry spent his time and profession as a filmmaker directing mainly stag films. Terry is convinced that his stag films didn't sell because audiences simply just wanted more. And when I mean more, I mean more extreme. So then Terry ends up making his own production crew, finding an abandoned college, and hiring men and women to take part in his snuff films. The men and women that work for Terry all don these strange masks all throughout their productions. Again, the film is from 1973, so when watching the scenes with the characters in the masks, it kind of gave me a feeling like these people were trying to be the Manson family and Terry was Charles Manson himself. Coincidentally, after screening the film, I learned that director Roger Watkins was heavily inspired by Charles Manson for this film. For a film from the early 70s, it is extremely explicit in nature, both sexually and in violence. The gore is more than just a few splatters of blood here and there. You see actual intestines. In Last House on Dead End Street, the victims are absolutely mangled. The Last House on Dead End Street was originally 175 minutes and was screened under the title The Cuckoo Clocks of Hell. The original 175-minute cut is now lost after being destroyed in a fire in Chicago in 1973. In 1977, the film was recut and released as The Funhouse, and later in 1975 received new distribution and gained the title The Last House on Dead End Street, obviously to capitalize on Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left. Last House on Dead End Street has been praised for years by horror fans and fans of pseudo-snuff alike. Almost in a similar fashion of Ruggero Deodato from Cannibal Holocaust, director Roger Watkins gave a very mysterious feel to this film. And what I mean by that is he did not credit any of the people that acted or worked on the film. So in reality, a lot of people thought that Last House on Dead End Street was an actual snuff film. That is until years later when Roger Watkins came out and called himself the director of Last House on Dead End Street. The film is a little tricky to find on DVD, and back in 2015, the people from Vinegar Syndrome had announced that they were going to release a remastered cut of Last House on Dead End Street on Blu-ray, but unfortunately there has been no news or updates regarding this project. It's a demented masterpiece that I cannot recommend enough.